Let's go then. Kieran Gifford will lead the field round to number 7. What are you laughing at?
Top Fox mentioned.
Here we go then. Kieran gets his foot down. Has that been a little bit of an early breakaway? That will be to the dissatisfaction of our starter. It doesn't look like it. We've got green flags as we've got... No, it's a false start. It's a false start. There's the false start flags coming out.
Yeah,
as we
a
see.
bit too eager on the getaway.
I thought the right-hand train of carts were a little bit eager. Coles boys disappointed the cafe's closed, but what a day you boys have had. Yes, I know you have. Yeah, are you on Veneto? Coles Racing, delighted, going off to celebrate on the road home, yeah? Are you staying tonight? 8-hour drive. Yeah, still be celebrating at, I don't know, which services do you reckon? Something on the M6.
They were trying to celebrate with a Twix, but the cafe's shut.
Yeah.
I feel better about my drive home. I thought 5 hours was long enough this morning.
Yeah, they won the 177s in the junior Rotax finals, but right now we're all about the senior Rotax as the 162 kilogram category, the lighter of the senior Rotax classes. This is the conventional Rotax class that you will see all over the world in Rotax Max Challenge in various countries. This is the regulation that they run to, the 162 kilogram minimum weight. This time Kieran Gifford keeps the pace down until he gets, and that looks great. That looks an absolutely equal start there into Roe Rouge for the first time in this 12-minute race. And all of the field guys, are they through? Yes, they are. Look out the window to check. And they are through, but it's Gifford that leads through McRae's and out of McRae's for the first time.
Yeah, and the field has rounded even McRae's as a whole without any incidents so far. Good start by Kieran Gifford. Wasn't it on the inside? He capitalised on that and made sure he, held the line. He did. It was almost 2x2, wasn't it? Which was never going to do him any favours. A little bit wide there into the Stewart S's, but I think he's got just enough.
It's a good point you make, Gaz, and I think anybody who had less experience and skill than Blake Ticehurst, that might not have worked. But the fact that Blake Ticehurst and Kieran Gifford are very, very quick Rotax drivers and are very experienced, they knew how to do that and get away with it. Yeah, across the line. Joey Brown in third, Zari Visarek fourth, Bobby Rosier, Ben Ballou, James Wood, Sam Wyatt, Finley Underwood, Riley Thacker rounding off the top 10, and it's the top 10 that are literally nose to tail.
Yeah, and there's a reason why our first two in the order of Kieran Gifford and Blake Ticehurst will be 1 and 2 after this event in the championship, showing why. And yes, very organised, isn't it, at the minute? I think I'm slightly surprised that Kieran Gifford hasn't bolted, actually. He's had a lot of pace today.
Early days, though. Early days, too. And again, we're only on lap 2, so the tyres are not really there.
No,
not yet. Not quite yet. They're not right where they want them to be for the balance that they've kind of projected, the setup that they've given these karts. When the tyres come in, you can actually adjust the tyre pressure to give you a better tyre towards the end of the race or a better tyre at the start. Again, that's a lottery as to what you do and who's around you. And this is a fantastic Rotax Max race here, with the top 4 of Kieran Gifford, Blake Ticehurst, Joey Brown and Bobby Rosier breaking away and breaking a massive gap and leaving behind them Zari Visarek, Ben Ballou, James Wood and Sam Wyatt. They're not going to be happy with that.
No, a bit of a late move there by Joey Brown. Gets out of it. I think Blake Ticehurst might have made a bit of a mistake as they headed into the first part of the Stewart S's. Again, wide by Joey Brown. He's not had a good sequence of corners there, has he? As that brings in our 4th place man, Bobby Rosier. He's going to look for a move as soon as he can. He won't want to see Kieran Gifford get away at the front of this race. No,
and Rosier there just showing his nose there to Joey Brown. He wants to get it done very quickly, doesn't he? He's wanting to push on. There's no kind of hanging around here. This is flat out motorsport. This is absolutely pure, as you will get here. These drivers are not managing anything. Kieran Gifford is doing all he can to stay ahead. Blake Ticehurst doing all he can to stay on terms. Likewise, Joey Brown and Bobby Rosier, they're about to go to war themselves on each other, because Bobby Rosier on that yellow and blue kart in 4th place there. He wants to get past the orange LRG kart and get on with catching the 2 in front.
Yeah, definitely. And I've just seen Ben Ballou's moved up to 5th ahead of Visarek, who was holding... Well, there was a huge gap, isn't there? So it was definitely the cork in the bottle for the chasing pack. But that free up Ben Ballou, and can he make some inroads? He's not really pulled away at the minute, but he's still got plenty of time to make some moves. We pick up our leading quartet around McRae's and up the hill. A little bit of a look, but nothing really doing at the minute. I think they're going to be quite content just to let the race come to them for the time being. Not really going defensive, are they, as such? Just picking their lines, keeping it clean.
Yeah, they are absolutely. This train of 4, Gaz, nose to tail. If any of these carts miss their braking point, slide wide, they're going to have 1, maybe 2 carts that are going to capitalise on that error. So you are absolutely in this rhythm. You know the carts are behind you. Maybe, yes, it's a bit too early. We're only 4 minutes in. We've still got 8 minutes of this final. And there's the first move of the race. And it's Joey Brown. And look what happens. He slides wide. He takes Blake Ticehurst with him and then goes through Bobby Rosier. Look at that. Ticehurst gives room to Brown. He's left high and dry as Rosier says, thank you very much. I'm coming through. The Roalf driver takes massive advantage of that situation.
And that has saved him.
Oh, look at that, Joey Brown back.
I was going to say that saved an awful lot of work, but he's just undone half of it. So, yeah, that's probably happened down the hill, hasn't it, into the McRae S's. And part one of that is that the late apex leaves the door open, so the natural racing line keeps you left more often than not. So it's a bit like Sao Paulo turn 1, isn't it? You stay wide, but there's always room for an overtake if you're not awake.
Yeah, and that's what's happened there. So this is playing nicely into the hands of Gifford. So Gifford, who came into this round 2 in second place in the championship, that's because Macaulay Austin, the winner at Dunkswell, it took the lead of the championship. However, Austin's not here, so he's out of the equation now. So it's going to be the North-South Challenge Cup that's going to go the way of Kieran Gifford if he can hang on to this lead. He is absolutely flat chat racing here with Joey Brown on the red LRG. Kieran Gifford's on his own team kart, of course, Kieran Gifford Motorsport. And it's Kieran Gifford Racing, isn't it?
Yes.
KGR.
Yeah, Kieran.
It's LRG Motorsport.
Kieran alluded to at round 1, this may be his final season of racing, as he probably focuses, or looks to focus on more of the team management role, a bit like Louis Large is doing with the second place man of Joey Brown. So, yeah, this is very much Kieran, who's never won an NKC title as yet, a senior title, will be given this everything in 2026, and he's certainly doing it right now.
Oh, and there's Joey Brown down the inside. Kieran Gifford taking the late apex approach to the stewardesses. This is textbook, guys.
Yeah, how many times have we seen this? You watch Kieran Gifford, he stays left. I think he goes a little bit deep, but you look at his head, he knows Joey Brown's there. He leaves the door open, he corrects himself and stops Bobby Rosier coming through. It was a good piece of awareness by Kieran, but Bobby Rosier has got by. Kieran Gifford is starting to fall back a little bit. We haven't seen how that's happened, but I can only imagine that was into paddock all through the sunny left-hander. But, yeah, Kieran in a bit of strife at the minute, isn't he, Joe?
Yeah, he is, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it is a tyre pressure thing because we are at the half-distance mark in about a minute's time, so we've still got a chunk of racing. We've passed half-distance. What am I talking about? I'm talking rubbish. We've just passed by half-distance, so maybe it is Joey Brown and Bobby Rosier who's going to have a stronger pace in their kart towards the checkered flag. Whether Gifford can bring those tyres back in and start finding that performance. He's got Blake Ticehurst to keep behind, though. And Ticehurst, who looks like he's struggling to stay with this top 3, as I say that, massively closes the gap through the chicane. And this race is not over, Gaz, by any means, as Joey Brown leads out of McRae's.
Any one of these 4, I think, has still got potential to win this race. So, yeah, I don't think Blake Ticehurst is struggling to hang on too much. I think he's just running a slightly different gearing. Because down the straights, look, by the end of it, he's right on the back of them. Yeah. He is losing out slightly on some of the mid-range corners, like the last bend at paddock. He does drop back a little bit. Same there, look, you can see him a couple of kart lengths dropping back. But
he's almost tripping over Kieran Gifford in places. So, yeah, what looked to me like he might have been struggling to keep on terms. He's absolutely proved me absolutely wrong there. And Blake Ticehurst, if anything, been stifled somewhat by the kart in front.
Yeah, it's unusual to see Kieran Gifford holding people up, but he's not doing it on purpose. Obviously, we see a move for the lead. It's Bobby Rosier down the inside of Joey Brown. Textbook manoeuvre. We've seen that a few times today, haven't we, into McRae's and 162s. Yeah,
they all behave themselves into Iredale's as well. Joey Brown looked like he had the body language of like, well, I might have a look back at you, but no, I'm going to follow you for a little bit and see where Rosier is strong, where he's weak. Here's the replay here, and it's out of the chicane. And it wasn't a momentum thing, it was purely braking. Into the braking area, last of the late breakers, Bobby Rosier on the Rotax Racing kart, and he is leading this race at 11 laps completed with 3.5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and what we are seeing, to be fair to these four guys at the front, always a huge wobble by Joey Brown. I think he must have caught the curb. That's allowed Kieran Gifford to get alongside. Kieran's on the wrong side for the hairpin, but that's not going to stop him. Blake Tysus looks from the outside for the cut back down the hill. Is he going to get it? Oh, Joey Brown on the grass as well now.
That was clever driving by Kieran Gifford. He knew the momentum was pulling him alongside Joey Brown, but he knew that if he did that, he would be out of position for the hairpin. So he gave up that, and he just slotted back in behind Joey Brown. Blake Tyshurst on the Coles kart, definitely being tripped up now by Kieran Gifford. And it was all about that loss of momentum from Gifford, brought about by that Joey Brown losing momentum as well. This is all beautiful for Bobby Rosier, by the way.
Yeah,
I should have said it's all rosy for Bobby Rosier.
Very good.
Not really. I'll sit this one out.
Still, but all this consternation has brought in, or is bringing in, Ben Ballou in fifth, who probably can't believe his luck. As I was going to say about a lap ago, at this very point, what we're seeing is intelligent driving by this lot, not to trip over each other. And then they did.
Yeah.
So,
slightly,
disregard.
Slightly.
But, there was a bit of a bump last time round as Kieran Gifford and Blake Tyshurst negotiated the Stewart S's, but they've sorted themselves out, and it's very much status quo still as we enter the last 2 minutes of the last race of the day. Yeah,
here we go then. 2-minute bell has sounded, and Bobby Rosier has pulled a second lead on Joey Brown. Joey Brown regains his composure and sets off after him. There's still 2 minutes of racing, guys, and I'm not sure whether 2 minutes is enough, especially when you consider Joey Brown is very soon going to have both Kieran Gifford and Blake Tyshurst for company. Just coming into the picture ever so slightly is the number 3, Ben Ballou. There he is, the blue and white kart there of Ben Ballou for KGR. He's Kieran Gifford's teammate, remember. Remember the drama from last season between those two. However, Ben Ballou is coming into this pretty much too late, I think, with just over a minute now. I'm pretty sure that this is how it's going to finish, guys. Dare I say that? I've really rolled the dice there, because all it'll take is a mistake from someone. But right now, they seem to be equally matched now, heading towards the flag.
Yeah, that's a very very bold statement to say. But
Stupid statement, actually.
Yes. It's like Nick's at lunchtime, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
which one? Which one?
The red flag incident.
Oh, yeah, cool.
But I was going to say they're starting to fan out a little bit, but I think Joey Brown is starting to struggle coming off the corners, because we're seeing Kieran Gifford really make some time up, especially coming out with McRae's up the hill. He's getting closer, isn't he? They drop down the hill one more time through St John's. Brilliant corner in a senior Rotax. You just basically lift off the throttle, chuck the nose in, and stamp on it again as quickly as you can. But they get defensive into the final corner. That's not going to help him out onto turn one.
I think you're right, guys, and that the tyres maybe on Joey Brown, whatever, he's making more mistakes, and Kieran Gifford's now got through, and that was all about a mistake of going wide at the paddock turn, and Joey Brown slides down the inside. Blake Tyson says, thanks boys, I'll have second place, and moves through into second place. Iredale's is the hairpin right. Now as they go through, here comes Ben Ballou. Is Ben Ballou, he says, let's go and catch them. Time is running out. It's the last lap board this time by. And Joey Brown is now behind Blake Tyshurst. He made the move. Kieran Gifford now behind them in fourth, as this is allowing Bobby Rosier to disappear. But Tyshurst has been waiting patiently for that very thing to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And Blake Tyshurst really needs to get his head down and make a break somewhere, at least not let them through or attack him through these next two couple of corners, the two hairpins of McRae's and up the hill towards Iredale's. He goes defensive, he holds that inside line. Will that compromise him on the way out? Not really this time, but he'll have to white line it up here to stop Joey Brown getting anywhere near him, as we see the two KGRs go 2 by 2 into Airedale's and down the hill.
Are we going to see Ben Ballou pulling alongside Joey Brown, looking down the inside? Blake Tyson's defensive line into the stewardesses for the last time. We're going to have to break away from this battle soon, because it's all about that driver there. Bobby Rosier in the lead now. At Sunny corner through has gone Joey Brown into second. Off camera as Bobby Rosier takes the win of round 2 here at Rowra for the Junction 6 NKC. And it will be indeed Joey Brown who gets ahead of Blake Tyshurst, Kieran Gifford, Ben Ballou, James Wood 6th, Finlay Underwood 7th. Ollie Varney was 8th. Incredible stuff here in Senior Rotax. And what I'm really, really proud of those lads for is not crashing into each other, because that was knife-edge stuff.
That was as close to the edge as you're ever going to see, I think, without contact. But I just want to point out, I was watching out the window, Jerry Brown took Blake Ticehurst in St John's down the hill.
Did he really?
That is brave stuff.
That test session LRG did last week
has paid off.
Paid off massively. There's the result then. Bobby Rosier takes the win from Joey Brown in second. Blake Ticehurst will finish in third. Kieran Gifford fourth. Ben Ballou fifth. James Wood in sixth. Finlay Underwood in seventh. Ollie Varney was eighth. Mason Perrin ninth. Riley Thatcher rounding off the top 10. Beyond that, we had Zauri Visarek, Kieran Hammond, Sam Wyatt, Taylor Dixon, Braden Hill, Oakley Garthwaite 16th, Arthur Thacker, Ben Harper, Brodie Skinner, Sebastian Benson,